primary school. And we go out, we look for dark umbrella. You know, we on the mountain.
Wella. Hey! Okay, Giddy, machi, in the house on dead desire.
What the hell is you looking for? Can I young Luo make money anymore? Shake your feet, baby girl, and I'm on. Imagine I don't need you, I'm a Luo, but who are you? What are you? Who the hell do you think you are? Do you know me? Do I know you? Get the hand out of my face because, hey, I am unbogable. I am unbeatable. I am unsuable. So if you like my song, sing it for me yourself. Who got you over me? Hey. Who got you over me? I said, who got you over me? I am unbogable. Who got you over me? Who got you over me? I said, who got you over me? Nobody can buogo this. Giddy big name, I'm sellable. Kama pili, yes, I'm terrible. Kanyamua, homa bing, I'm a chalakoda. Do you know giddy san buogo? Who got you over me? Who got you over me? I said, who got you over me? I am unbuogable. Who got you over me? Who got you over me? I said, who got you over me?
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
She says she's okay. I don't believe her. There's just something about the way turn her back on me. I know in my mind I'll never leave her. There's just something about the way we love each other right. And even though we fight all night and day, I know sometimes in love there can be pain. And even though we need a little break, I know that you'll come back to me. You know that I'll come back to you, 'cause that's when you'll start to feel my love. Feel it, that's when you feel it. That's when you start to feel my love. Feel it, that's when you feel it. Na 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 na.
Usiponipenda nitapendwa na nani? Nitakuwa mgeni wa nani? Ukiwa mbali nami nabaki tabani. Ona nahisi kisirani hawa haina maana. Mimi na wewe kuzozana, mbona tunasimangana? Hatuwezi semezana my love, haina maana. Mimi na wewe kuzozana, mbona tunasimangana? Hatuwezi semezana.
And even though we fight all night and day,
I know sometimes in love there can be pain. And even though we need a break, I know that you come back to me. And you know that I come back to you. That's when you start to feel my love. Feel it, that's when you feel it. That's when you start to feel my love. Feel it, that's when you feel it.
and even if we fight all night and day, I know sometimes in love there can be pain. And even if we need a little break, I know that you come back to me. You know that I'll come back to you. And that's when you start to feel my love.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Blessed be to the Most High. Jah Rastafari. Walk fire. Blaze it, sir. Buckle up. Necessary noise. Walk right. Necessary noise. With the youth. This unnecessary noise. With the youth. This unnecessary noise. With the youth. This unnecessary noise. With the youth. That's why when I wake up early in the morning, say a prayer and I'll be okay. If you always get lazy, you better stop yawning. As for guidance, never go astray. Now that you got your Jaja protection, release all your tension. He's watching over you all day. Get to you to better pray, oh, you better pray. And watch all your problems just fly away.
Usiku wote umelala, mashida ukiwaza, chuki umekujaza, matendo ya wengine kwako nayo ya kukataza, kuishi vyema kwa raha. Funga macho, weongea na Mola, umweleze nini kitakutoa kwenye mtego uliokushika. Ni baba yako pia rafiki yako.
That's why when I wake up early in the morning, say a prayer and I'll be okay.
attention is watching over you all day. Ghetto youth, you better pray, oh, you better pray, and watch all your problems just fly away.
A long time now, ghetto youth, you are suffer just to get you some lunch and some supper. Things them go bad, always wrong, never proper. Check him to ani pakaleo to na suffer. In me ghetto, there is no holiday. Man, I lose direction and now them turn gay. Children have no toys and yes, we want to play. Don't you worry, just kneel down and pray. Say, come not to use, come not to use, come not to use and praying with me.
Bless my room when I wake up early in the morning. Say a prayer and I'll be okay. No, if you always get lazy, you better stop yawning. Ask for guidance, never go astray. Now that you got your Jaja protection, release all your tension. He's watching over you all day. Ghetto youth, you better pray, oh, you better pray, and watch all your problems just fly away.
Never put a scissor upon your naughty dreadlocks. Babylon, these are creating so much tension. Oh, get us through all this operation. So much tension, oppression in the nation. Still we go strong with the Jaja dedication. Get all you confused, oh, this drug abusing. Please, Jaja, help them, their mind, them are losing. Now we are kneel, together we are praying.
Ghetto youth, when like a chameleon digging for your deeper roots. On a complication, find a road with you a suit. With an intervention from the one who gave the youth. That's a dedication. Sing no more suffering, no more struggling. I get your youth. Sing no more suffering, no more struggling. I get your youth, no suffering. When I wake up early in the morning, say a prayer and I'll be okay. No, if you always get lazy, you better stop yawning. Ask for guidance, never go astray. Now that you got your Jaja protection, release all your tension. He's watching over you all day. Ghetto youth, you better pray, oh, you better pray, and watch all your problems just fly away. When I wake up early in the morning, say a prayer and I'll be okay. No, if you always get lazy, you better stop yawning. Ask for guidance, never go astray. Now that you got your Jaja protection, release all your tension. He's watching over you all day. Ghetto youth, you better pray, oh, you better pray, and watch all your problems just fly away.
Bless my room when I wake up early in the morning. Yeah, I bless my room when I wake up early in the morning. Yeah,
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Cool boy. Now call me Flick Boss. I know you like me, I know you feel me. I know you want a life around me. I know you love me, and I love you too, baby. I know you like me, I know you feel me. So let me put a ring on your finger. I know you love me, and I love you too, baby. Mr. Prevent, bang, I'm loving your outing. Janjana kita, kigingi simga. God just know that it's nothing. That I am a patient, trusting woman, woman, woman. She be my woman, woman, woman. But I'm still coming, sing along my name, baby. Yeah, true love, true love, exist. And that's what I'm getting from my queen. And I know they gonna say it's not real. This time we're gonna make them free. I say bang, bang, I'm loving your outing. Njanja kita kikingi simga. God just know that it's nothing. That I am a peasant and a trusting woman, woman, woman. She be my woman, 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 woman. She be my woman, 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 woman. She be my woman, 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 woman. She be my woman. Oh, no, no. She be. I know you love me, I know you like me. Baby, I know you want me, so let me put a ring on your finger. Eh. I say woman, woman, woman. Woman, woman, woman. Hey, woman.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Good morning, rise and shine. Welcome to the Friday edition of the Power Morning Drive Show with me and Wanyoike. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, whatever part of the world that you're watching us from, whether Nairobi, Cairo, Johannesburg, Pretoria, wherever it is, kindly do let us know where you're tuning in from. When you see me on this set, you definitely know that it is the omnibus of some sort on this Friday edition of the Power Morning Drive. And of course, later on in the day, we shall be talking a little bit about what to expect the whole of this Friday, because we have quite the jam-packed segue and session for you right here on Power Radio, where you tune in and power up. But kama kawaida, you know where to get us. The hashtag to use is hashtag Power Morning Drive, and you can get us on our socials across all social media. We are Power Radio, and also you can find us on our website www.power254.org/Power Radio. Now, let me just tell you what to expect on today's show. Of course, I start off with the day's traffic updates because we need to get you to work, and then later on we shall be delving into the dailies, what is happening, and a lot has been happening both locally and internationally as well on the news roundup, so do keep it right here for that as well. And then later on we are joined by the CEO and founder of the Green Movement, Wazalendo Party. So Mr. Oponyo Eugene is here, and we shall be looking at meaningful participation for the youth in terms of democratic processes as well as good governance. So we definitely do want to keep it here as we get into that discussion and so much more. But just to kick us off, let me start off with what's happening on the day on the traffic updates, and we start off with Thika Superhighway this morning. And kama kawaida, Thika Superhighway, you know the drill. There's always traffic there. It starts all the way at KCA University down towards Nairobi. So you should be aware of that situation as well. Same situation also happening along Murang'a Road. It's also quite busy this morning, as well as Outer Ring Road, especially as you go into the intersection of Thika Road as well. GCI Kiambu Road, all the way down towards the Muthaiga roundabout. A lot of traffic also happening on that front this morning. Limuru Road is also looking quite busy as well, as you just go from Village Market into the Karura Forest as well. Just a little bit of a snarl, but at least it's moving, so nothing much to complain about as well. We also have the same situation happening along Peponi Road. It's a lot of traffic going in, especially that area of Zezoro Restaurant into the Westlands area, the general Westlands area, and as such. Lower Kabete Road, of course, kama kawaida, the madness always happens after Zen Garden into Spring Valley. There's just a little bit of a snarl up there, but at least it's moving, so not much to complain about. Within no time, you guys should be out of the woods. Alrighty, let's move on to Wanyoike Way. Wanyoike Way, I can see that from ABC Place, mambo yameshikana bumper to bumper. Same situation also happening along Ojijo Road as well, that area of Museum Hill. Same situation also happening along Kikambala Road. Let's go to the other side of town and situation on Ngong Road. Actually, you guys are looking good this morning. Nothing much to complain about. Kuna kamsongamano tu kidogo tu sana pale around the Prestige Plaza Shopping Mall, but it soon clears out after that. Valley Road is also not looking so busy this morning. You guys should be in good luck as well. Now the situation along Raila Odinga Road looking quite busy this morning. Actually, the stretch of traffic starts from Timol all the way into the Kenyatta roundabout. I don't know what that is about, but hey, it's Nairobi and we are used to its shenanigans by now. Let's go to Langata Road. Langata Road from Galleria Mall, just a little bit of a snarl up as you go into the Nairobi Safari Walk. Then it soon clears out, only to go and build up as you enter into the Western Hotel and all right, let's move on to Mombasa Road, and I can see that Mombasa Road is actually looking quite busy this morning. The traffic starts all the way from the Panari Hotel all the way down to the Next Gen Mall. Madness also continues at Capital Center into Bunyala Road as well. So you guys, I don't know how to help you, just a little bit of some patience and you should be good. Makadara Kwote kumeshikana. Cabanas is also looking quite busy. Jogoo Road all the way towards Gikomba, madness, absolute madness. Yes, and that is just a little bit of what's happening on our roads this morning. In case uko katika area ambayo sijataja and you would like us to know, please let us know. Hit us up. We are Power Radio across all socials, and the hashtag to use is hashtag Power Morning Drive. Let's take a quick breather and then I come back. My guest is already in studio. We get into some of what has been making the day's local and international news roundup. Keep it Power Morning Drive. We'll see you in a bit.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
mana introvert hawanipendi, kujibonga ndio inaleta super wengi. Wananiita papito papito, mastingo ni zake mandingo. Natoka klabu wa mwisho kwa mfuko ni zero la wamani ya kesho. El Capitan, napenda usherati na warembo malisa, Mwili mechoka, lakini bado nina godha. Anarumbosa, ni mina washo hana ngodha. Ni demo umoja, na ameomoka.
Wamenyanya, akina dada wanataka biringanya. Ndio sherehe imeanza, ndio sherehe imeanza. Kwa sherehe utatupata, kwa sherehe utatupata.
Ukifika kwenye party, statement ya kifahari, marashi za bei ghali, Diona Mavasachi, chini piga Nike, na pamba safiris na shingo ziwe icy, Sub-Zero fatality. Ndokumalo ndokudonjo kwenye shere, style ni deadly, kila mtu na baby. DJ ongeza tena speakers iheme, watu wacheze kuna rambo na ndiamo. Washika wako kila mtu obrigado, kumatumbo chopoko miela nyere, kineno kairodu manokoro hiriembo jochende. Kodon, kodon.
Washa kishaga, kama uko nervous, toka kijaba, usije lala. Kuna walevi wamekuja wamenyanya, akina dada wanataka biringanya. Ndio sherehe imeanza, ndio sherehe imeanza. Kwa sherehe utatupata, kwa sherehe utatupata.
Okay, fine. I have a 100 bob in my pocket. Nataka nikunywe 40 shillings. 60 shillings ni fair? Fair.
Sasa fresh na utaki. Ndio usula.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Hey, all day from the Ogopa camp.
Yeah, they call me Beast from the East.
Weighing 106 pounds, 5'6".
Don't come no better than that.
His name is
Big Ben. I yank to the beat, move to the left when the yank to the beat. Say Big Ben. That's why they call me Ben. You a floor rap king. Everybody let's sing. Say Big Ben. I yank to the beat, move to the left when the yank to the beat. Say Big Ben. That's why they call me Ben. You a floor rap king. Everybody let's sing. Say Nico Kanya tote meni handa mengara shots cut to the marching bandana. Gina ni Big Ben the hot floor rap. I'm hot tonight. Nebo ni damani dada mfuko unamkwanja viatu zimeng'ara. Embassy nice ndio lebo ya sigara. Wait up kuja hapa nifungulie taska tote meni handa. Nataka sambuka pewa chochote bakadi ya marula. Leo nitakumanga mimi ni mtu mbaya, siwezi kukuwacha nitakuweka bamba. Tukikatika salsa asubuhi ikifika nikupeleke keja. Mambo leo ni moto nikugwan kudenja. Nikugwan kudenja. Mambo leo ni moto nikugwan kudenja. Bring the chorus in. Big Ben. I yank to the beat, move to the left when the yank to the beat. Say Big Ben. That's why they call me Ben. You a floor rap king. Everybody let's sing. Say Big Ben. I yank to the beat, move to the left when the yank to the beat. Say Big Ben. That's why they call me Ben. You a floor rap king. Everybody let's sing. That's why they call me Ben. You a floor rap king. Everybody let's sing. That's why they call me Ben. You a floor rap king. Everybody let's sing. Say all of a sudden I thought I was in heaven, and it's around 7 with so many women. Angi Machanda comes down like thunder. wonder when we cry out from a telephone wire. The way she was acting didn't hesitate. Took a phone number to mano. Definitely they smile bila time. Be your man, be a no doubt. Mazi pia nae. Akasema ndiye tell you. Mamazi wa Kisumu wanapenda bia. 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 Bring the chorus in. I yank to the beat. Move to the left when the yank to the beat. Say. That's why they call me Pin Luo Floor Rap King. Everybody let's sing. Say. I yank to the beat. Move to the left when the yank to the beat. Say. That's why they call me Pin Luo Floor Rap King. Everybody let's sing. Let me boom zika. Breathe in, breathe out. Please let me boom zika. Let me boom zika. Breathe in, breathe out. Please let me boom zika. Let me boom zika. Breathe in, breathe out. Please let me boom zika. Let me boom zika. Breathe in, breathe out. There's no boom zika cause I yank to the beat. Move to the left when the yank to the beat. Say. That's why they call me Pin Luo Floor Rap King. Everybody let's sing. Say. I yank to the beat. Move to the left when the yank to the beat. Say. That's why they call me Pin Luo Floor Rap King. Everybody let's sing. I yank to the beat. Move to the left when the yank to the beat. Say. That's why they call me Pin Luo Floor Rap King. Everybody let's sing. Say. I yank to the beat. Move to the left when the yank to the beat. Say. That's why they call me Pin Luo Floor Rap King. Everybody let's sing. That's why they call me Pin Luo Floor Rap King. Everybody let's sing. That's why they call me Pin Luo Floor Rap King. Everybody let's sing. That's why they call me Pin Luo Floor Rap King.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
All right, welcome back. That is Mr. Big Pin himself. He's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike, and I am so glad that you made the time to wake up with us this Friday morning. And yes, as promised, my guest is already in studio, and I will kindly allow him to introduce himself, and then we can do a little bit of banter of what has been happening in around this country and even yonder, because quite a lot has been happening. I mean, we just saw, like yesterday, the DCP party shenanigans happening there, so we will get a little bit into that. But good morning, Mr. Oponyo. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
You're doing well?
Yeah.
Umetuletea apron ama tumetenda as nini we apply?
Itabidi mu-apply niliambiwa with my tailor.
Yes.
Hii inaitwa overall, si apron.
Oh, ni overall.
Yes, ni overall. Apron
Okay.
ile,
Yes.
haifiki huku chini,
Okay.
kama dust coat.
Yes, okay. So this is an apron.
This is an overall.
An overall.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
And
Now
it means simply let's get to work.
let's get to work.
Because if you see anyone in an overall,
Yeah.
you always think they're working.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Awesome. So for the people, and yes, I'm quite on brand today. I decided it's a green day, so let's just go into it. For somebody who might not know who you are, kindly let us know who you are, and your party and what it's about.
My name is Oponyo Eugene.
Yeah.
I'm the founding chief executive officer Wazalendo Movement Africa, which is a movement of the jobless masses, by the jobless masses, for the jobless masses, but with these ideas on how we can solve the unemployment menace. Because I always say majority of the people try to point out the unemployment issue, but very few wants to get forward and say, these are the ways we are going to solve this unemployment menace. So for us at Wazalendo Movement Africa, we are using matters of smart farming, which compels of hydroponics farming, which also compels of aquaponics, which also compels of comprises of aeroponics and also vertical gardens. So, and also matters of climate action, because as we all know, there's serious issues affecting us in terms of climate. There's serious matters of climate change, and also a lot of conversation around climate financing and all that. There's also serious communication and information around green jobs. And green jobs entails the climate aspect. So that's why we are using climate action as a way of trying to put young people into something they can do for a living. As much as we want the government to be the one trying to solve the unemployment menace, it is for us all. It is a shared responsibility, a collective bargain, where all of us, we are involved in solving this menace, because we've been waiting for leaders to come and do away with unemployment, and that's why we are still stuck trying to say hakuna kazi. Indeed hakuna kazi, but kusema tu hakuna kazi au malizi janga la ajira. Lakini kusema hizi ndizo mbinu ambazo tunaenda kutumia kuweza kusolve the unemployment menace, it really, at least it's a step forward. It is a stepping stone on how we can try and also help another young person. So we are using also matters of sports diplomacy. If you look at it, majority of our athletes in this country, they don't have a celebrity status. And the moment they don't have a celebrity status, it is so hard for them to get endorsements from different companies. That's why as Wazalendo Movement Africa, we are trying to nurture athletes from kids boxing, from footballers, from even sprinters and marathoners, to see on how we can put them and give them this celebrity status, and also for them to be able to get something out of their own talent. Unfortunately, majority of athletes, they retire without anything in their pockets. Yes, they have this name, they have fought for the country, they have been there for the country. However, they retire in a quagmire. They retire in a place whereby they cannot even fathom to have been there during their heydays. So we ask each and every part of Kenyans, each and every part of each and every person who feels like this country has to change. We have to come together as the people, and also as a movement we also tend to use matters of mental wellness, because there is serious depression issues happening, because the world, there's a serious world order, new world order, and we have to agree depression is now an issue whereby less of us have been able to deal with it. That's why there's serious suicide cases happening in the country through the young people. That's why as a Wazalendo Movement Africa, we are using mental wellness, trying to organize forums, trying to organize hangouts, and talk to the fellow young people that look, as much as kuna kitu inakusumbua, usiache hiyo kitu ifanye ujiue upoteze maisha yako. Afadhali tuone vile hiyo kitu itakufa instead ya wewe kukufa. Naam.
Nice. Awesome. And I know we will have a lot of time to talk about some of the work that you do as well, but later on. But let's just shift gears real quick to what has been happening, and we start off, of course, with the launch of the DCP, the launch is happening later, but the unveiling of the party yesterday by former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua there. Yes, we saw him unveiling the Democracy for the Citizens Party. That's the DCP party, and of course a lot of things went south real quick. One of them being goons. There was the interruption of the ceremony by goons. They were busy in their Lavington headquarters yesterday, and so the goons came and disrupted, and a lot of Kenyans actually came out to say, at least the ones who are in attendance, that this could be a state sponsored. State-sponsored interruptions, because there was not even police manning the area and stuff like that. So first things first, before we even get to the interruption by the goons, DCP party, what is this culture of churning parties after party after party, especially when we are nearing the 2027 elections? Does it send any message of perhaps saving the nation?
I love a couple perspectives on the same, because parties being formed is democracy, and our Kenyan constitution, the 2010 constitution that was enacted on the 28th of August 2010, it really stipulates on how you can form a political party, on your rights, your freedom of rights, of speech, and also on how your political freedom, you can form a political party. Be it as it may, we have to agree that we have a lot of political party in the country.
Yes, well, I think we are going to almost 100.
Yes, or even more.
Or even more.
However, majority of our political parties, they're only formed to capture political power.
That's right.
That's why there is serious economic issues in the country. That's why the country is struggling with an odious debt. That's why there is serious unemployment in the country, because we form political parties just for the sake of capturing political power. And that is the reason why we are all languishing in this abject poverty as a country. If we agree that political parties must also entail the economic aspect of it, we should not just have political parties for the sake of going to status of getting someone out of a parliamentary position or a gubernatorial position or a senatorial position. This should be an economic empowerment forum for all the Kenyan citizens. Yes, I agree the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua is among the front runners for 2027. However, personally, following his politics, I've only seen him talk about the Mount Kenya region.
Yeah.
I've not seen him talk about agriculture. I would like to know what is the DCP party stand on health. What do they intend to do? Telling us when you get into power, you will remove SHA and take us back to NHIF. It is not something to talk about, something for us to celebrate as the young people, rather Kenyans in this country.
Yeah.
But if they tell us this is the way, these are the things we are going to do as a party in terms of health, I think that is where the politics of this country must be headed to. We should also hear from them, maybe during the launch, what is their plan on agriculture? Because without food security, this country cannot move forward. They should also give us a way during their launch. What is their plan on ICT? What is their plan on information technology? What do they intend to do with this AI encroaching into our spaces? What is their plan on that? We should also let them, we also would like to hear from them. What is the DCP's plan on cryptocurrency? Because this is the future.
Right.
So
it's the present.
Yes.
Yeah.
We want to know what is their plan on that. Before, as Kenyans, I ask all Kenyans from all walks of life, before we say we are joining this political party, we must know, why are we joining this political party? We can't just join a political party because we are mad at the current regime. No. This country has been voting on the matters of emotion for far too long. We can't keep on, as Kenyans, to vote on the issues of emotions, to vote on the issues because you don't like the current regime. No. That's why we'll vote in people and complain another 5 years. That's why we'll vote in incompetent people and be the first complainers when these incompetent people don't deliver for our people. And that's why we'll end up with mediocre leadership, a leadership that only steers the emotions of the populace of this country.
Right.
But if we want to change this country, we want to know, as the Deputy President has launched his DCP party, is it just a party to say Kasongo must go? Is it just a party to say Ruto must go? Is it just a party to say one term? Or is it a party for emancipation of the young people from the yokes of unemployment in this country?
Yeah.
Is it a party that is going to fight corruption? 2 years is a long time from today to 2027. We need to see what the party should have done or is going to do in these 2 years, that it will be so different from what the ruling party, the UDA, has been doing. For us to have that fundamental belief that this is a vehicle all of us as young people we can use to get to parliament, we can use to go to county assemblies, because it believes in the economic empowerment. But if the parties are only unveiled for the matters of political empowerment, we are doomed as a nation. We are not changing. We would rather go back to a party whereby we only have 2 parties in the country
that are functional.
The
US has hacked it.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have the Democrats and we have the Republicans. Yes, there are other small parties, but however, there is only 2 fronts, the Republicans or the Democrats, because there is serious values. Unfortunately, in this country, the parties that we have, they don't even follow their own values.
Yeah.
They say this is our constitution, these are our values.
And
unfortunately, just that
opposite.
for the cameras. It is time, as Kenyans, we should not fall this a new party, because I know for sure, even President Ruto won't vie for re-election on UDA party. UDA is long gone. He will come up with another political party, just like Mwai Kibaki did in 2007. He came up with PNU.
Yeah.
He was voted on the Rainbow Alliance.
Yeah.
So I ask Kenyans, forming new political parties, coming up with different outfits won't change this country. We have to have our own principles as people. We have to have our own values and guidance as people. We have to go back to the chapter 6 of the Constitution, the Integrity Act. Do we believe in ourselves? Are we honest to our republic? Are we patriotic to our nation? Do we feel the void that is there, whereby majority of the people in leadership, they are not keen to solve the main issues facing Kenya?
Right.
Corruption is a menace. Yet we are forming different political outfits day in, day out. Have we made it look like politics is a business in this country? Because we politic the moment someone is elected until we get to another election.
Yeah.
We never get to work.
We are always on election cycles.
On election cycle.
And I mean, you know, again, just while at it, yeah, we saw the interruption of the ceremony by goons,
Yes,
you
yes,
know. This is clearly an attack on democracy.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
why is it that we are always making 2 steps forward and 5 steps behind?
You know,
what is that about?
Unfortunately, Anne,
yeah.
is the other day, barely a month ago, we lost a member of parliament through a very weird ways we can lose someone. He was shot in almost broad daylight because it wasn't that dark.
Yeah.
You see, so he was shot fatally, and we lost a member of parliament in this city, Nairobi city, a city whereby we pride ourselves in, a city whereby we say there is no criminal organization. We have police on lookout every now and then. However, a member of parliament was shot, but people kept on saying this is political thuggery. This is political assassination. However, we are still trying to use thuggery. We are still trying to use goonism into our politics. The moment we make politics, it's a do or die. That's where we are losing it as a nation. That's why we end up not getting serious and competent leaders into these spaces. So for me, I condemn in the strongest terms possible for those who are going to perpetuate and bring chaos in each and every political hemisphere. Every political space does not warrant goonism, does not warrant thuggery. We can have a clean politics, whereby we only differ on ideologies. We don't need to fight. Why are we fighting? We are all Kenyans. Be it Rigathi Gachagua is launching a party, he has all the right to do that. Be it whoever is launching a party, they have all the rights to do that. Why should we fight? Why do we still want to fight because of politics? That's where we are going wrong, and we are being used as young people. The border people are being used. The other unemployed young people are being used to cause mayhem, to cause violence. But it just ends at that. These people who send you to cause violence and mayhem, they don't even care when there's an opportunity on the table. They can't even call you when there's maybe a tender in government that needs a youth to apply. They can't even care and call you to say like, look, come take this opportunity. They will only call you when it's time to cause violence. So I'm urging young people, as we go to another election, kindly try to evade this political thuggery. Kenya is a blessed country. It is a country whereby we need each other. We love each other. Let's show love. Let's show care to each other, and not just to show the mighty way of doing violence on who can be so violent than the other. No, this country belongs to all of us, and in a smallest way we can lose it and go to war. We don't want to go to war. We don't even produce enough of our food for us to say we want to go to war. We want to sustain ourselves. So instead of just trying to normalize political thuggery, we have to call out all leaders involved, because magunzi tu watatoka penye wametoka kwenda kujipeleka kwanza kuleta vurugu. Lazima kuna mtu aliwalipa, lazima kuna mtu aliwatuma. So lazima tukubali sisi kama vijana tuwache kutumika. Na watu pia wa bodaboda, utakufa bure kwa sababu unajaribu kutetea a politician. Na hata maybe hata watakuja matanga yako. So ni sisi tuchanuke kama wa Kenya. Hatutaki kurudishwa nchi mali ambapo ilikuwa 2007.
Right. And that's very well said. And let's move quite along now. On the cover page of the Standard newspaper, there's a story here, Tower of Babel. Conflicting statements from members of the National Security Council at formal sittings, including parliament and media interviews, have left the country wondering whether the apparent mix-up emanates from a case of poor messaging and inability to point communications towards a certain end, or it is indeed a reflection of weak coordination among top security. And of course, there's a picture there of the president. No, we also have Nordin Haji and the CS Murkomen. I think this story, is talking about, for example, the story that has just erupted on Monday. We had the president on record saying that all the people that were abducted have been released back to their families and they are well. And we still have issues like the Brian Omondi, Odhiambo, who is still at large, missing in Nakuru. That's a story for another day. But then again, as a rejoinder to that, we saw CS Murkomen coming out and saying that the president did not imply that it was the government who had done this. He actually says it on record, and I think we'll find that clip sometime. We can play it later on. Yeah, he said that just that the president was saying that the abductees are being united to their families. It does not mean that the government is the one that was behind these abductions. I mean, it's quite chaotic, you know. Why we are constantly seeing the debacle that is the state's communication. You saw during for example, the release of the Blood Parliament BBC documentary, the follow-up to that was members of parliament saying very rogue things like, we sympathize and move on, and they don't even have any ick to their face. What does this say? What would your response to all of this miscoordination or in miscommunication perhaps say as to pertains to where this country is?
It is so unfortunate because there has been lapse in the communication from the government side. I don't think the president should have come out to say such a thing. I was also dumbfounded in a way because what do you mean, like all the families that had their kids abducted are now gone back to their families after
the government had denied over and over
his involvement and all that. So like that obviously sends mixed reactions. And as much as maybe the CS was coming to do a cleanup, it wasn't even necessary for such. So I think there must be serious engagement in the government on how they release the information and on what is right and what should not be said, where and when. Because when you say such a thing, there are people who are still waiting for their kids to go back home, which they haven't seen them maybe almost a year. So if you say such utterances, it comes out like you don't care, you don't have remorse for the families. However, you could have even just avoided speaking about it. And even the CS coming out to defend the president on trying to bring the sanitization couldn't do much work. So I think, in my own opinion, there has been a serious lapse in communication from the government side. Yet, the things everything, I've always said this, it is even getting to a point whereby it is obvious that they have been unable to control narratives, to control the things, the information war has been so, the government has been so unable to control that. I don't know what the reason, if it's deliberate, because states work differently. Some things might be done deliberately to gauge the mood of the people. Some things maybe mistakes to wenyewe from their end. You see, so that will be my thoughts on the same.
Okay, awesome. I think that story leads us to the end of our local and not international, mostly local news roundup. Thank you so much for your sentiments on that. I think it's a good place to take a quick breather. When we come back, we get into our day's conversation today. We shall be talking about the Wazalendo Movement Africa, Mr. Oponyo's party, what he is doing through that party as well. And we will also get more into the conversation about meaningful participation of young people into democratic and governance processes. What does it take? We should also assess where we are as a country in terms of that conversation. So definitely stick around as we get into that chat, but we do not do that until this short musical break. We'll be right back. Start sending in your questions. Start sending in your questions for Mr. Oponyo, and I'm sure that he will be capable to answer all of them. See you in a bit.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
umekuja na nani? Juu nimenoki vile unacheka so bubbly. Nipe mechi hata tupige ka friendly. One time nikuonyeshe mapenzi, but your auntie hapendi wanati. Kwanza kiniona anaonanga bangi, hata baba yako amenishika mashati. Ila naomba wewe unipe nafasi, yeah. The good times are calling, why you ignoring? Don't say you're boring, and my heart is ready for you. The fun times are calling, I should be loving you. If I had to, I'm sorry, but tonight I came here for you. And I'm at your doorstep. Niko mavela na zimenishoni wewe. Nitapisha hadi babako watoke. Jusitoki hapa mpaka we utoke, yeah, yeah. At your doorstep. Niko vela na zimenishoni wewe. Nitapisha hadi babako watoke. Jusitoki hapa mpaka we utoke, yeah, yeah.
Pana siko ketepa si ni kuzitoka ni katukomboka mipenda kama whisky wengine mavodka kuna wasopenda miti wengine mogoka na si majabu kiregezo na tokwa tusupa leo ni twingi koko chini unakopa look safi ni kari mekuja na chopa miokata na mapanga round ingine na shoka cheki rata safi kwanza nikiwa na Nike aka ni Jose Merindo kwa gami wifi yendo manzu nifanye vitu staki shaji report kwa kilisha jishtaki na taki ya kumshikia kwa maji ka samaki nipunguze wasiwasi ibaki niache kunanukia na nanasi ama nina nami nikulisha nanasi.
I'm at your doorstep. Niko mavela na zimenishoni wewe. Nitapisha hadi babako watoke. Jusitoki hapa mpaka we utoke, yeah, yeah. At your doorstep. Niko vela na zimenishoni wewe. Nitapisha hadi babako watoke. Jusitoki hapa mpaka we utoke, yeah, yeah.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
All right, welcome back. That is Ben Sol with Doorsteps, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike, and I'm still here with the CEO and founder of the Wazalendo Movement Africa. Would we call you a political party? Is it a political party? Is it a green party?
No, it is a green movement.
It's a green movement,
yeah.
Right? Yes, and we are here to discuss and to get into some of the work that you do at the green movement as well, and how it portends to young people and participation, meaningful participation, of course, into democratic and governance processes. And let's just get right into it. You know, for the longest time, I felt that young people's participation in democracy is usually abstract. You know, there's a lot of tokenism. There's a lot of I think I would call it gatekeeping, right? You go to a place, a youth ministry with no youth. You're going on to the negotiation table, and you find that something absolutely, like, we don't have young people's representation and young voices represented in when it comes to decision making processes as well. So how do we tackle that problem and shift from just tokenizing young people's voices to actually meaningfully participating, or rather actually creating spaces for the meaningful and impactful participation of young people when it comes to governance, democracy, and everything around those areas?
I'll say this. keeping in mind we have an election in barely 2 years from now.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you. The moment we haven't demonetized politics, we are just lying to ourselves. We have to demonetize politics. We have to make sure the politics is not for those with money. We have to make sure politics, it's like a job. It's like being a teacher. It's like being a nurse. It's like being any civil servant, a police officer. The moment we demonetize politics, we will get competent people into those offices. Competent people because they are not going there to benefit their families, to enrich themselves. The reason why we have to demonetize politics to get a lot of young people and remove this tokenism is, this tokenism has made us not employ people. Yes, employ them literally into parliament, into county assemblies, into senate, into even a governorship. However, these people bought their own positions. They used their money, they gave some few coins to the young people for them to be voted in. That's why they are not obliged to do the work they are supposed to do. They feel like, I invested 200 million for me to be governor. I have to get my return on investment first. Then when they get their return on investment, now they start thinking on how the small development they can do in that county. In fact, they'll get even triple the amount they invested in this political arena. So for us to get competent people and for us to get young people participating in these democratic spaces, we have to demonetize politics. We have to make sure these politics, anybody, with or without money, you can't be a member of parliament. With or without money, you can't be a governor. With or without money, you can't be a member of the county assembly. With or without money, you can't be a senator. With or without money, you can be a president of this country. But if we make it look like for you to get into politics, you need money. That's why it even makes young people not to get into the political arena, because they think, I don't have this much for me to contest. However, if we make politics a civil servant job, if we make politics a job where each and every person who gets there has merits why they are getting into politics, and they are there because they have a meritable manifesto for the people, for the community, people who have been doing something for their own community, at least will change the participation of young people into democratic spaces. But if we keep on making politics to be about money, trust me, the young people, or rather all Kenyans, will get in the political arena to benefit themselves. They get themselves into watch gang and make money in weird ways for them to use that money, to sanitize that money through the political process, for them to get into politics to protect their loot and even loot more. So for us to make sure young people want to be part of this political arena, we have to sing one song, demonetize the Kenyan politics. If we demonetize the Kenyan politics, those in power, they lose that power. Those who think that they are the mighty, they lose that influence upon us. Because our mothers, our fathers, our grandmothers, our grandfathers, they are going to vote on the basis who gave me what. But the moment we remove that from the equation, trust me, you will get competent people trying to seek offices, because you won't need money for you to convince voters. You will only need a meritable manifesto for the community, what you intend to do for that community for you to get elected. So for young people to also have to embrace this, as much as we are trying to blame the people in power, we are also equally to blame. We are the ones who are being given 200 shillings for us to vote a certain candidate. When there is someone who had a tangible plan, when there is someone who had a way out of the unemployment, but you looked at them from a point of they haven't given you anything. So before we change our mental fortitude, before we change our mindset on how we view the political arena as the people, we are not going to change anything in this country that involves a democratic process. Because people, or rather the politicians, they understand this game. They know very well we are going to wail on social media, we are going to bicker on social media, we are going to complain. However, when it comes to ground politics, they will use the tokenism politics for them to make sure they can have a control over us. how the old adage goes, whoever feeds you controls you. So if this person gives you 200 today, tomorrow 50 bob, the other day 100 bob, if they tell you to do something, you will definitely go as per their wish and not doing the rightful thing. However, that's why you see there is serious thuggery in our politics, because to use 200 shillings to get someone involved into violent actions, it's so easy than sitting down with someone telling them this is why the country is headed in a wrong direction, than organizing town hall meetings where they know they will be asked questions using the rightful leaders. As also as the young people, tukiitwa mahali na mheshimiwa fulani ama na a certain politician or even an organization, tusikue wale watu wa kwanza kuuliza unapata nini. This country belongs to all of us. This country can only move forward if we agree we want the country to move forward. This country is not going to move forward if in one hand we say hatutaki ukabila, and on the other hand when someone from a different region comes to your office, you don't want to give them an opportunity. This country is not going to move forward with us just pointing out problems, but us offering solution. Yeah.
And how feasible is it and practical? How is it? Practical is it to demonetize politics, as you're saying? Because it is known, the pattern has been for the longest time. Ukitoa hasla mtaa umpe political power, the first thing they are gonna do is get hungry and go after the money and amass more and more and more and more. So you know, how feasible is it to detach money with the value of political power and positions as well?
As I said earlier, we as Kenyans, we have to agree on one thing. We've lost our values. We no longer have principles. We care about making a shilling more than we care about destroying our nation. And we are destroying our nation because it is of course it is doable. We compare ourselves to democracies that are ahead of us, like Singapore, all these other nations. However, we have to take the first step. And the first step is to all agree, all of us Kenyans, that in this political darkness we've been in, it is us who drove ourselves into that political darkness. And we drove ourselves into that political darkness by embracing the politics of tokenism, by embracing the politics of anything goes, but not looking at the citizenry type of politics, whereby the people we vote into power care about the community engagements more than they care about the manipulation of the populace of this country. So for us to make this a reality, we have to start with our own values. Are you an honest person? Do you have integrity as a person before we think about trying to solve the common issues as a country? Start with yourself. Jiulize kwanza, wewe lazima upewe pesa ndio upigie mtu fulani kura? Ukijijibu swali ni ndio, wewe ni chanzo cha kwanza unaeneza hii politics ya ukabila. Wewe ni chanzo ya kwanza unaeneza hii politics yenye ambayo inaleta corruption. Wewe ni chanzo ambayo unaleta hii politics ambayo haikuji kusolve the unemployment issues in the country. But if you agree that I am going to change, that this country, for us to change this country, all of us, we have a common responsibility that we are not going to allow the mediocre kind of politics to get into our way. We are not going to allow ile njaa ya leo kwa sababu sina shilingi 200 nichukue hii shilingi 200 nimepewa na mwanasiasa na niende kulialia miaka 5. Miaka 5 ni a long time. Tunaweza fanya vipi? Tukubali afadhali tukae njaa leo. We have to take these strong footsteps that tukubali afadhali ukae njaa leo, lakini kesho there is someone who has been voted into power anaenda kubadilika. It is all about values. Tunasema maybe tumepigia mtu kura alafu ameingia na meza tena kwanza kuloot like the person mwenye alikuwa anasema atakuwa. If we put in their own values, hatuhitaji huyo mtu amalize miaka 5. We have to remove our politics from a point of lazima tu mtu amalize miaka 5. Hapana, vipengee kadhaa za katiba zinatupa uhuru wa kumrudisha mbunge. Vipengee kadhaa zinatupa jinsi we can take back the governors, the president, each and every person. We can say no, we can't wait for 5 years. We have constitutional ways we can do that. So ndo maana ndo watu waogope wajue, ukipigiwa kura kama mbunge hauna budi ili kufanya kazi. Ukipigiwa kura kama diwani hauna budi kama kufanya kazi. Naongelea wabunge na madiwani kwa sababu gani? Hawa ndio ambao watu wanakuja come up na sheria ambazo zitagovern hiyo jimbo, ambazo zitagovern the entire country. So if we are not going to get right by parliament, if we are not going to get right by the county assemblies, we are doomed as a nation. Even if we get a good president, but the parliament is flawed, the county assembly is flawed, we are wasting our precious time. But if we start with the parliament, we get very competent and people who know the future of this country, visionary leaders, people who want to change this country, not people who just want to loot for the sake of looting and amassing wealth for their families, but people who are there to change the trajectory of this country, people who are there who have been unemployed and they know on how unemployment feels like. Not voting in cool kids, people who have never been, who have never slept hungry, so expecting them to change on what is happening in our country. That is not going to happen. And I'm not trying to say like cool kids or people who grew up easy are not supposed to get into political arena. I'm just saying no. We have competent people who can also lead us. We had like Uhuru, we thought like yeye ni mtoto wa tajiri.
Jaden.
Yes, Jaden. Atakuja kubadilisha kwa sababu hajajua shida na hawezi anza kutuibia manake ameishi vizuri. What happened? We are sinking in almost a 13 trillion debt because he was part of the system.
Got us into this situation
got us
now.
into this debt we are in. And he is even one of the people who wants to even advise us, the young people, to get out and even advocate for our own grievances. But during his time, he was so furious. People like his interior CS Matiang'i, they never wanted people on the streets. They never wanted people to exercise their freedom rights of demonstration. They never wanted the Kenyans to assemble and say, no, we don't want these punitive taxes. We don't want these people to be killed and thrown into rivers. We want a country whereby people do not live by fear, but we want a country whereby each and every Kenyan has faith in the system. Each and every Kenyan, you don't need to know someone for you to get a job. You don't need to know someone for you to get a business opportunity in government. You don't need your name to give you a job. As long as you are born here, as long as you are a Kenya, and as long as you believe in the craft you have, you can get an opportunity. Not a Kenya whereby you have to know someone for you to get something. No, a Kenya whereby all of us, 56 million of us, we all pledge allegiance to the flag. We all believe in the green, the white, the black, and the red stripes because we know this country belongs to all of us. And we have that fundamental belief. We are going to change this country and move it forward. Not getting leaders who only care about amassing wealth. Wealth is subjective, and wealth is something that is not longevity. We are not going to live in this world for far too long. We are here for a very short period of time. Just amass what can help you and your family, but don't just overload the entire country. Don't collapse a country because of your greed. We have to check our values as Kenyans. And that's why as Wazalendo Movement Africa, we are using that as a platform to teach young people. We are using the military because people in the military, these are the people who understand what patriotism is. They have gone out of their way to fight for the country. So we are trying to instill the same values that are there in the military into the normal civilians, because this country, however much we want to fight, Kenya remains one. There is no Mount Kenya, there is no Western Kenya, there is no Nyanza Kenya, there is no Coastal Kenya. There is only one Kenya. And this Kenya belongs to each and every person who has that bracelet. Each and every person who thinks this country can only move forward. If all of us, we agree, looting has been the reason why we are here. Corruption is the reason why we are here. Corruption is the reason why a lot of majority of the young people are unemployed. And we can only change that if we change our mindset and say, look, we are not going to solve the problems we have if we politic from Monday to Friday, from Monday to Sunday. We are going to change this country if we agree economic empowerment is key, and not tokenism, and not just blind optimism, but serious economic empowerment to our young people, serious economic empowerment to the people of Kenya, because this country will only change if we all agree in our mind, mentally, we have to change this country. Not waiting on someone else, but all of us taking that first step and agreeing. Without that, nothing is coming to change. But I believe out of this political darkness, there is always a brighter day.
Right.
And we will move as a country to where we all aspire to be.
You bring up something important, which is all of us as a collective. And what I hear you say is the power of harnessing partnerships and collaboration. You know, as young people to vouch for a better country for ourselves. And you know, there some months back, I saw you and Kasmuel Makoure coming together. You know, in this light of partnering together and coming into collaborations, perhaps partnerships that could mean something for the safety and the security of young people. So could you kindly tell us what the memorandum of understanding between you and Kasmuel was about? And as we speak right now, are you still pursuing the same agenda, or since you know, we've been seeing a lot of talk of Kasmuel being in the cracks of the Kenyan people. People feel like he's a sellout. They do not know whether he has a stance for the people of the government. Tell us what the situation has been since the signing of the MOU.
You know, Kasmuel, I'll have to take you back a little bit. During the last year protest, Kasmuel was pro anti-finance bill, sorry. And personally, I was pro-finance bill because, and I was anti-protest. I told young people, however we would like to change some things, there are a lot of things I never agreed with in the finance bill also. But I knew if we go the protest way, the government won't let us go. It will have to kill some of us. A lot of us will be maimed. So I never wanted young people to go that route because we've been into protests and we never got anything out of it. You see, and it ended up just I'd said, because people thought that euphoria was more of a revolution. It wasn't a revolution because revolutions have leaders. Revolution start all over. You will see them in villages, in cities. But hii maandamano mingi like the impactful one ilikuwa hapa Nairobi. Ukienda other towns, hata kuna Kenya wengine ukiwaambia there was maandamano ya Gen Z, wengine hata hawajui. Ushanielewa? So after maandamano imeisha, I met with my brother Kasmuel, which I always say, be it ulienda maandamano, be it ukwenda maandamano, we are all have that identification card that says we are Kenyans. And we have to maintain that. However, the ideological differences we have, however hard it is to sit down, we have to show cause. And just like even there's a lot of lessons from Raila Amolo Odinga, whereby in each and every spheres of election we'll see him tend to greet his opponent, the famous handshakes. You see, because there has to be some tolerance. We can't live in a country whereby kwa sababu maybe Kasmuel ako hii upande ingine, mimi siwezi kaa naye chini. So sisi kukaa pamoja ilikuwa tu vijana wote tuweze kushikana. Manake yeye vile ako ODM, kuna watu wako UDA, kuna watu wako Wiper, kuna watu wako Jubilee. Vijana wako scattered across the political parties. Lakini kitu moja inatuunganisha. Sisi ni vijana na sisi wote hatuna kazi. Ama kama hata uko na kazi, uko under employed. Kwa sababu haulipwi kulingana na kile kipato ungetaka kulipwa. So sisi sote kama vijana, we are in the same boat. However party, because political parties, hicho ni vyeko yenye kila mtu anachoose ile party anataka kuingia. Ni kama kupanda matatu. Wewe unachoose utapanda hii ama utapanda ile nyingine. So siwezi kukuambia usiingie hapa, usiingie hapa, hapana. Ile ni kwa hiari yako. However, tukubaliane kuwa sisi kama vijana tuko na lengo moja, ku make sure vijana wengi wameingia katika hii muktadha wa siasa. Hiyo ndio ilikuwa amongst the maongezi yetu na bwana Kasmuel. Ili vijana wote wajue, ndio tulikuwa katika two different sides. But we have to fight for the grievances and advocate for the demands of the young people. Lakini tukisema mimi siwezi kaa na yeye chini kwa sababu yeye ni sellout, yeye ni betrayer, tunapoteza muda. Na sisi vijana ndo tunaendelea kuwa wazee. Na by the time tukikuwa wazee and there is little we have done for our people, tutakuwa tunajipoteza. So ningependa sisi tu peke yetu. Hata juzi nimemwona na Morara. Lakini ningependa pia kuambia, unajua vijana pia hawataki ile muungano ya kina Kasmuel na Morara. Manake ndo maana mimi na insist. Watu wa Kenya wamechoka na miungano ambazo hazileti mabadiliko ya kiuchumi. Vijana, or rather the Kenyans, want those collaborations that bring economic empowerment. Not collaboration just to capture political power. We've been there for far too long. people have been coming together just to form for political power, for political audience. But the very few, I can't remember the time a political party or there was a collision in this country whereby people came together to form for economic empowerment. That's why as Wazalendo Movement Africa, we are trying to bring the economic aspect of it. Not just talking politics from Monday to Sunday. No, we have to teach our young people. We have to teach Kenyans. These are the ways we are going to emancipate them from the politics of let everything go, but putting them into politics of economy, whereby we are trying to make sure the politics in this country change from the political MCFs where people just do political thuggery, and instead let politicians tell the people of Kenya, this is the plan we are going to achieve, and we have to follow them during that plan when they are elected.
So as we speak, nothing substantial came from your MOU signing with Casmuel?
No, there was a couple activities we did together.
Activities?
Yes, we have done a tree planting together, which morphed into a farming, a smart farming. We have also tried to bring a lot of young leaders across the country, whereby we held meetings with over 25 young people from different counties in the country, where we have also tried to push them to get into these political processes and also make sure they are into active engagement. So I can't say there's nothing meaningful that came out of it. There's a lot of things that are also in the back that we are yet to unveil.
Working on. Right. And I'll take you back to your sentiments on the anti-finance bill of 2024, June 25th. I feel like it's very misguided to say that absolutely nothing shifted in the country. I think we did witness, a shift. I think it was I will agree with you that it wasn't this revolutionary thing. Young people going on the streets was not the first time. We've seen it a couple of times happening, but don't you think that it sort of introduced us to a new way of interacting with young people pertaining their engagement into democratic processes?
I agree. Partly, I agree with you. But allow me to take you through the annals of history. In 1992, when there was serious youthful engagement on the streets and anti-government, there was repeals. 1991 to 1992, there was repeal of Section 2A, where we now had this
multi-party democracy.
Yes, and all that. In 1997, when after Moi has been re-elected, there was massive anger amongst the youthful populace in this country. And that led to Moi saying, I'm only going to serve the last term. So that was impactful. Those are two accounts already. In 2002, when majority of the young people said, yote yawezekana bila Moi, and that was it. We ended the 24 years of Moi. So at least it was impactful. In 2005, the yes and no referendum, and majority of the young people said no to the new constitution that was being propagated by the government of Mwai Kibaki. There was a new ministry of the youth. That is when the youthful ministry was formed in 2005. In 2011, 2012, there was serious youth anger, and that led to the involvement or rather the creation of the National Youth Council. In 2024, when there was serious uproar from the young people, there was nothing of the policy aspect was created from that protest. The only thing that happened is there was mental shift among these young people to know you have to participate in a political process. That happened. I agree. And I thank whoever came up with the narrative for the protest, because now it woken up Kenyans. It made Kenyans care about politics. I remember before the June protest, there was only few of us who were trying to talk about politics. But majority of the young people never wanted anything to do with politics. Wanasema, mimi sipendi siasa, mimi sipendi kuengage kwa siasa, it is
hainihusu,
it is a dirty politics. But since the June 25th, or rather the June protests, it led to the mental shift. But if you look at the policies, there was no policy being fronted by the young people that was enacted in the constitution or rather through the parliament corridors. There was no bill that was pushed there was only shoot down of the finance bill, which I agree. So that's why I'm saying, if we had organized well, we could have said, moving forward, we want 7 ministries for the young people. From the 2022 that have been provided by the Constitution, we want 7 or we want a half. And a half must be from the youth populace. However, we never gained that. But we can still gain that through now positive civic engagement by saying we have to get majority of the young people into the county assemblies. We have to get the majority of the young people into parliament moving forward in 2027.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. How can we leverage the digital platforms and, you know, the power of, we are in the digital age.
Yeah.
Everybody is talking about AI. We are looking at all these technological advancements.
Yeah.
What do you think the role of that particular world of the digital era can help us in leveraging the kind of harnessing and fast tracking the process of meaningfully engaging young people into democracy?
In fact, social media is a blessings in disguise to many democracies, especially in Africa. However, the most active countries on social media, we rank with Nigerians and South Africans in the African states. So I urge majority of the young people, we have been using our social media in a dismal way, in a way that we have to dismantle, disgruntle, and disenchant a lot of us. We are using this as a form of showing our anger. There was a time I remember on Twitter, not even a time, like barely 10 years ago, 2017, 2016, 2015, 2018, whereby people who used to engage on Twitter, formerly Twitter, which is now X, there used to be meaningful engagements. There used to be people with tech savvy, people with serious IIQs, people coming up with serious conversations. However, we've turned our social media into a different tool. A tool to maim others, a tool to lead others into depression, a tool to troll others, a tool to trash others, a tool to tell others how low of themselves they are, a tool to make sure we get even others to give up on their ideas. We get even others to fall into mental anguish. We get even others, unfortunately, we have even people on the same socials who are trying to propel the mental wellness advocacy. However, if you go through their accounts, you'll see them even trolling someone. So it makes me wonder, why are you using this tool, or rather this social media platform, to say you are pushing for advocacy on mental wellness, but at the same time use the same platform to troll or talk trash about someone? So I'll say this as the people of Kenya. We can use social media platforms to our advantage. We saw last year when we used this as a mobilization tool, we can use it to mobilize majority of young people to registered voters. We can use this as a platform not to troll others, but a platform whereby as a country we can try to organize others into knowing, for us to change this country, for us to change government, we have to talk the political aspect of it. But before we engage into the political aspect is, why can't we use this social media in a positive way so that we can push the agendas on smart farming, we can push the agendas on how we can solve the unemployment menace, we can push the agendas on how as young people can empower ourselves, not just waiting on the government to come and deliver on the promises they gave us. They might not even try to achieve all that. But with the advent of social media, we have a way we can use to propagate ourselves into these serious spaces that we all want to be, into making other businesses popular, into using this as a platform whereby we can promote businesses, we can promote serious sites, let's say maybe tourism sites from our country, whereby we can use this as a way of coming together, strategizing, mobilizing, organizing, and striking for a common economic cause, not just to be used as for political affiliation for politicians to benefit from our anger, not just to use it from a way of trying to throw insults and shade at others. No. We can use this as a good platform whereby all of us, we can benefit from it.
So you're saying there's no democratic progress minus economic progress?
there's no in fact we are in this hall because of that. If we have this democratic space, but the economic aspect of it is really behind. So it is hard for people to practice that democracy in an equal manner, in equity, so that all of us we can benefit from the democracy. We have the democracy of speech, but what will someone who has that freedom of speech do with their social media gadget when they don't have something to eat? What will that person feel when they have rent arrears? What will that person feel to use their social media for positive spamming when they can't even be allowed to get to the exam room because they haven't paid for the school fees? What will that person say when they have just lost a job and they see these serious blunders from the government side? They'll definitely use that as a tool to get a feel-good hormone into themselves by trying to troll someone, making someone get into some mental anguish for them to celebrate and feel like at least I've done something. You see,
So in your interactions with young people, because I know at Wazalendo, I know a lot of your work is you involve a lot of young people. What are some of the key frustrations that young people are facing, or rather they tell you when it comes to this, participation of youth, when it comes to either they want to be in the democracy, whether they want to be in the decision making? What are their, I guess, sentiments as pertaining to this conversation that we are having today? And how are you at Wazalendo ensuring that you're opening up the space to create solutions for this problem and these challenges that we are facing?
As Wazalendo as a movement, there is, like I've said earlier, there is just one common factor or the issue affecting majority of the young people. I want a job. So as Wazalendo, we don't like to complain. We just point out problems. Because I always say it is easy to say kuna shida mahali. But very few want to say tumeona shida mahali na tunaenda kuzuia kupitia njia kama hizi na hizi. Kama pia mimi uishi nikisema, kuna watu wengi sana watasema mvua inanyesha. Lakini ni watu wachache sana watatumia hii mbinu kuweza kupata kuharvest hayo maji ili waitumie for farming and waitumie for other users. So sisi kama Wazalendo tunaita vijana pamoja. Ndiyo tunajua shida ni hizi, hatuna kazi. Lakini kuwaishi tukiambia vijana, by the way, unajua hamna kazi, unajua hamna pesa, unajua serikali haitusaidii. Hiyo hauwezi kuwa unasaidia vijana. So sisi kama Wazalendo tunatumia we converge young people together and teach them matter of smart farming. Teach them issues to do with the hydroponics farming. Hydroponics farming is just a soilless way of doing farming, which tunatumia nutrient rich water kuweza kufanya ukulima wa kisasa through the urban farming, ili vijana katika hizi maslums, katika hizi mageto, katika villages waweze kukua na kitu ya kufanya. Sisi tuishi kama Wazalendo, sisi tunaishi kusema, unaweza kuwa maybe umeenda kupiga sherehe umetumia 5,000 10,000, lakini ukisave hii pesa kidogo hapa na pale, you can set up your own hydroponics farm, your own aquaponics farm, where unaweza uza hizi samaki zako, unaweza uza hii sukuma yako, ama uza hii lettuce, ama uza strawberries, ili pia wewe uweze kujikimu kimaisha kivyako. So sisi we can give you that expertise. We have experts at Wazalendo. We can also try to help you set up that model farm. As young people, we are yet to set up another model farm at the University of Nairobi Kabete campus, which we have already planted over 300 fruit seedlings to cover now what we call Wazalendo orchards. We are also headed to Embakasi. These are the upcoming projects.
Yes.
I'll tell you the projects we've done before.
We
are also headed to Embakasi Garrison, then Galangata. We want to set up in 15 barracks in the country, so that wanajeshi wetu wajue pia jinsi ya kuzalisha chakula kivyao wenyewe, kwa sababu they have large tracts of land but majority of them ziko empty. Na pia tunafanya kazi na we have what we call Wazalendo Kenya prisons. Pia tuna set up a model farms katika jela mingi hapa Kenya. Tumepanda miti Kitengela, that's running to 2 years. We are yet to set up a model farm because we wanted the trees to reach a certain a size for us to have to set up all those model farms. Pia tumekuwa Embu Prison, tumekuwa Ruiru, pia tumekuwa huko Kakamega. So tuna intent to set up smart model farms from all prisons in Kenya, to set up smart model farms in Kenya military barracks, to set up smart model farms in public hospitals. Ukipata time pitia hapo Mama Lucy, pia tuko na model farm hapo. Tuko na model farm hii showground hapa Ngong Road.
Okay, Jamhuri.
Yes, hapa Jamhuri. So tuna set up ili vijana waweze kupata mafunzo, waweze pia kupata motisha kujua hii ni mambo ambayo inaweza fanyika. Na besides hiyo pia tuweze kuenda kuset up zile model farms katika zile vijiji zao, ili wajue kukosa kazi si mwisho wa maisha. Kuna mengi tunaweza fanya kama vijana tuweze kujikimu na tuweze kusonga mbele. So we are not just trying to complain and tell young people, look, there's serious unemployment. Kwa sababu wengi wana complain ukosefu wa kazi. Na sisi atuendelee tu kuambia, by the way, ati hakuna kazi, hapana. Tunawapa jinsi ambayo wewe mwenyewe unaweza jistahimili. Kwa sababu if we wait on the government, if we wait on the private sector, it is not coming to happen. Yet majority of our food, Kenyan government spend more than 200 billion on the importation of food in this country. So we can even try to say in the coming financial year we can just cut this into a half. They import 100 billion. There are another 100 billion we can do it on our own in this country. And trust me, the moment we make Kenya a food basket country, we have solved majority of our problems. Kwa sababu shida mingi ya watu ni tumbo. Kama tumbo iko sawa, kelele ya watu hata itapungua. Lakini na tukisema tu ati watu wako njaa, hapo ndio kwa maana unaona watu wengi sana wako na makasiriko kwa sababu hawezi kula, hawana pesa, hawana chochote. But we can keep our young people busy into the farms and using these urban ways of farming. It is no longer about traditional ways of farming. So uhitaji jembe, uhitaji hizi vitu zingine zote kwenda shamba. Kama kuna tower gardens, we can help you set up a tower garden even on your own balcony, because we have this other initiative coming up on what we call balcony farming. So balcony farming itakuwa kwa watu ambao wanaishi katika cities in Nairobi, whereby we set up a small hydroponics kwa your balcony, or we set up a small tower garden on your balcony, whereby hii mambo ya mboga, hii mambo ya nyanya, unaweza, hizi ni vitu ambazo wewe mwenyewe unaweza jikimu kama mwananchi wa Kenya, ama mwananchi wa Nairobi, ama pale popote unaishi, ili tu tuweze ku make sure food security is a key issue. Just like the sustainable development goals, the goal number 2, we are trying to make sure there is zero hunger, there is also zero poverty, by elevating people from the food security and the agricultural side of it, and making sure as much as we wait for the political aspect, that before this politician wakuja tuambie hivi na hivi, sisi wenyewe tumejiempower kama vijana, tumejiempower kama Wakenya.
How does Kenya compare to countries where the participation of young people is at optimum, is optimized? How do we compare?
In terms of democracy?
Yeah, in terms of democracy. Yeah, there I know countries like Denmark, Slovenia. We also have countries like Singapore. Youth participation is like top tier. Uko. Yeah, so we have a long way to go.
We really have a long way to go. Kwa sababu ukienda katika maofisi mingi, hata ndo maana mimi naambia vijana, tuna waste masaa mingi to focus on the presidency. Kuna ofisi lazima tukae chini tujiulize kama vijana. Kuna ofisi ngapi za vijana katika serikali? Na hizi ofisi ziko na akina nani? Hizi ofisi are they occupied by young people? Kwa sababu tumetembea katika hizi ofisi za serikali. Unapata zile ofisi that are created for the young people, they are not occupied by the people who are below 35 years of age.
Right.
Ndio maana unapata vijana kupata opportunities ni ngumu. Kwa sababu let's say mimi niko 45 years of age. Nimepewa kazi ambayo inafaa kuwa ya mtu wa 20 years of age. Mimi nitatafuta watu ambao wako kwa age bracket yangu ya 40 to 50 ama 40 to 60. Sitatafuta vijana wakuwe ni watu ambao wananisaidia kwa hii kazi. Lakini nikiwa na miaka kama 27 na nimepewa kazi ambayo ni kazi ya vijana, ni rahisi mimi kuita vijana wenzangu tuweze kukuja kulainisha. Na tukiweza kupita miaka 35, tunaachilia pia wale ambao wako chini yetu waweze kuchukua hizo positions. So kitu ambacho kinafanya Kenya inabaki nyuma ni kuwa there is a lot of opportunities for the young people that are being grappled by people who are not young. There is a lot of opportunities for the young people that are being fought for, or rather these opportunities are being taken by people who are above 35 years of age.
Yeah.
Ndio maana utaona wabunge wengine wamepita 35 years of age wanajiita vijana. Ndio maana utapata watu wanapunguza miaka katika ID zao wakae kama vijana. Ndio maana utaona a lot of leaders in these offices wanaanza kukaa ni kama hao ni vijana. Now even people want to look like young as long as you have just kind of a baby face. Wewe unaanza kujiita wewe ni kijana. Ndio maana Gen Z. Ndio maana unapata vijana wengi ambao ni vijana wanafaa kupewa hizo fursa, unapata hawapati hizo wakati wa kuhudumia wananchi katika their youthful positions. So as young people, before we think about the presidency, before we think about all these other things, lazima tuangalie hii serikali iko na vijana, offices za vijana ngapi, na ni ngapi ziko na watu vijana. Tuanze na hizo. Tukishatoa watu wako katika hizo ofisi, tuweke vijana katika hizo offices. That is the first step. The second step should be, before even think about taking an ID, before even think about taking the voters card, kwa sababu unaweza kuwa unachukua hii kura kwenda kupigia mtu ambaye ako 60 years kura, na hiyo ambapo utakuwa unasaidia vijana, utakuwa unasaidia wa Kenya, manake utakuwa unarudisha ule mtu ambaye amepita age tu hapo. So kuchukua ID, it is a good call to action, but it is a wrong call to action if we haven't changed our mindset. It is a wrong call to action if we haven't told young people why are they taking these IDs. We cannot only bombard young people to take the voters card if we want them to vote for the old guards. We cannot be the ones advocating for the young people to take those voters cards if we are also going to propagate them and tell them, look, this is the only option we have. There's someone who's in their 60s, someone who's in their 50s. No, we have to be so categorical and honest with our fellow young people, our fellow Kenyans, that if you intend to vote for this country, we are not going to vote for the people who have been in this political hemisphere for the past 20, for the past 30 years with the zero record to show the things they are doing. Watu wanatuambia tupigie Kalonzo kura. Kalonzo amekuwa mbunge maybe hata before my dad was even a toddler, kwa sababu ni mtu anamshinda more than even 30 years. So hatuwezi sema tunataka tena kupigia mtu kama Kalonzo kura. Amekuwa hapo, lazima tuambie kwa watu wa Ukambani wamefanyia nini. Hatuwezi sema tunataka kupigia Rigathi Gachagua kura, lazima tuambie amekuwa deputy president, amekuwa member of parliament for Madhira, amefanyia nini watu wa Madhira. Vile alikuwa deputy president, alileta maendeleo gani Mount Kenya? Kwa sababu watu wa Mount Kenya ndio wanasema sasa ndio kingpin wako. Lakini jinsi alikuwa deputy president, kuna mradi gani tunaweza enda hapo physically tuone by the way hii leto na Rigathi Gachagua. Before tuseme tunataka kupigia Matiang'i kura, lazima tujiulize huyu Matiang'i ni nini amefanya katika huko Kisii kwao. Alikuwa minister wa interior, nini amefanya huko West Pokot, nini amefanya huko Lungalunga. Before tuseme tutaka kupigia Maraga kura, lazima tuulize Maraga, wakati ulikuwa CJ, wakati ulikuwa katika mkuu wa judiciary hapa Kenya, there was serious corruption that was embedded into the judiciary. What did you do? How many judges did you take to court? How many magistrates did you make them resign because of corruption issues? Before we vote in Omtata, we need to know how many bills has he pushed in this Senate. We need to know what is his economic plan for the people of Kenya. We need to know what does he intend to do for the youthful populace of this country. Not just trying to bank on our emotions, not trying to manipulate us just because we feel like the current regime is not working. We are not going to vote for any person in this country just because they have fronted themselves for presidency. No, we are I ask young people, ask also Kenyans, if we are going to vote for any person in this country who wants the presidency, who wants the member of parliament, who wants to be the county chief, that is the governor, who wants to be the senator, we need to know what is your economic plan for our people. We can't be going into any election because of the political space. We have to go into the election knowing this is our fundamental belief and this is the rightful things, if we elect you, you are going to do, so that we can hold you accountable. We can make sure you deliver on the promises you've given to the people, but not just coming to tell us Kasongo must go. Even if Ruto also wants to be re-elected, he has to tell us what has he done for the first for his first years.
One term.
What has he done on the matters of agriculture? What has he done on the ICT? What has he done when it comes to youth unemployment? They are saying they have created a couple jobs. We need to know what are these jobs? What are the beneficiaries? Not just telling us numbers. So as a country, as Kenyans, before we follow any person politically blindly, shida ambayo inatukumba sisi sote kama Wakenya ni shida ya njaa. Kama mtu atuambie jinsi tunasuluhisha njaa, anatuambia tu Kasongo must go. That is not a manifesto. Lazima utuambie huyu Kasongo akishaenda, hii deni ambayo tuko nayo 13 trillion tunalipa aje? Huyu Kasongo akishaenda, hii deni, hii mambo ya corruption tutailipa aje? So we have to be so categorical on what we want as a country, as a nation. Sio kukua tu manipulated into thinking huyu ni mtu ambaye anakuja kutusaidia, huyu ni mtu ambaye anakuja kutusaidia, alafu kishaingia tunaanza kusema we thought utatusaidia, tunaanza kucomplain. Hapana, we are not going to be manipulated emotionally for us to vote for people. These people must give us a plan on the economic empowerment of the Kenyan populace. Without that, we are not going to follow anyone blindly.
So what then, even as we head out to 2027 general elections, how can young people position themselves?
Politically, right?
And democratically, you know, I don't think that for you to be impactful in democracy, you have to quote unquote capture political power. I don't think so. We could decentralize the process. So how does that process of decentralizing democracy look like, especially if it is young people led?
First of all, we have to demystify a lot of facts into the Kenyan politics that have been entrenched for far too long, that have been embedded into people's minds for far too long. And one thing is, we have to demystify the politics of sunroofs. For young people to participate into politics, we have to say no to sunroof politics.
What is sunroof politics?
This is the politics whereby politicians come with big gasless vehicles and be on top of those cars and talk to us like, that's already showing superiority. They are superior, so they are on this
it's
level.
Us versus them.
Yes, na sisi tukapa chini lazima tunawasikiza. For young people, there is very little number of young people wenye wako na gari ziko na sunroof. So before tuseme tunaenda kubadilisha hii country, lazima we say no to sunroof type of politics. So that turudishe the town hall type of politics. The sunroof type of politics, it does not give a way for the young people, rather Kenyans, kuuliza maswali yule mwanasiasa ambaye anatuhutubia. Lakini tukiwa katika town hall, tuko na chance ya kumuuliza, wewe unasema kuna serious unemployment. Haya, tuambie uko na mpango gani unaenda kusolve this unemployment menace. Wewe unasema agriculture imekufa ama health imekufa. Wewe uko na mpango gani? Lakini akiwa hapo kwa rooftop anatuongelesha kama sisi ni majuniors wake, atatoa ile kitu atatoa, tugawane hapo, tukae kama tunapigania, alafu yeye aende. Alafu atarudi tena after 5 years na the same guzzle yenye sisi amenunua na pesa yetu, tena aanze kutuambia vile hii amefanya, hii amefanya, hii hajafanya. So before we move on as a country, or rather as young people, to get into these political spaces, we have to demystify some things. Two, we have to say no to political manipulation. Gachagua juzi amekuwa kwa serikali akiongea vile anataka. Kidogo sasa sahiye ni savior, is now speaking like the Jesus Christ of our generation. We have to say no to such type of manipulation. We have to say no to being manipulated politically. And that's why we don't end up with the right decisions. Kwa sababu sasa utapata wale watu wazuri ambao wangesimama kura, hatuwezi kuangalia kwa sababu hawajui kuongea, hawa watupii cheche za maneno kwa president. Lakini Gachagua anaweza simama hapo Githurai 45 na aseme Kasongo must go. Huyo ndo mtu tunataka. Alafu ataingia, ndo tunaanza kurealize kumbe hata kuwa na plan, kumbe hata angemaliza deni, kumbe ange create jobs. It's when now we come alive. We come alive. So lazima tuwache usikubali na mambo ya political manipulation. We are being manipulated politically, and that's why tuna end up kutopata jibu kwa matatizo ambayo ina face hii country. Kwa sababu shida ambazo zinatuface mingi ni economic problems. We don't have political problems. We have serious economic problems. Watu hawana pesa mfukoni. Ule mtu ambaye anatuambia jinsi anakuja kuweka pesa katika mfuko za watu, that is the person we need to follow as a country.
Right.
Lakini tusifollow mtu ambaye anatuambia mambo tu ya siasa. Siasa ndio ni mzuri, siasa ndio inaform serikali, lakini tusiform tu serikali ya watu ambao hawajielewi. Na tumekuwa tukiform serikali za watu ambao wanataka tu kurudi hapo to get back their money. That's why I've insisted we have to demonetize politics. Before we demonetize politics, we are not going to change anything. Hii 2027 itakuja, whoever atakuwa na a lot of money ataingia, and that's how we sell our freedom. Alafu tena tuanze complain, tena 2032 tena ikuje, tena we sell our freedom. So if we are not going to demystify the politics of sandals, if we are not going to demonetize our politics, it will be so hard for the young people to participate into the active politics. So utabaki tu wamebaki kama wapenzi watazamaji, lakini hawatakuwa wale watu ambao they want to be there involved. Now we have to wait for you to get old for you to get into politics, and that is not the country we want. We want a visionary country, a country whereby majority of us can get our jobs in a meritable way, not because you know someone for you to get an opportunity, not because maybe someone impresses your name or comes from your tribe. No, we have to create a country whereby you can get an opportunity, not even looking at your name, not looking even at your skin color, but as long as you think you're competent enough to work in that space, you should get that opportunity. But not having a government whereby we are only manipulated when it fits the bill. We are only used when we are supposed to cause violence. And we have to say no to the political thuggery. We lost an MP the other day. We should stop the goonism type of politics. We can talk as Kenyans and understand each other and believe out of this political darkness. I do believe there's going to be a brighter Kenya. There's going to be a new Kenya where all of us are proudly Kenyans. Where all of us, we walk with pride out there saying, this is our flag. This is the place we need to be. This is somewhere we call home. This is somewhere we have this pride, and we are so brave to say that courageously this country belongs to all of us, and courageously we are going to change Kenya. And it is only for us young people to agree. We have to change that political mindset and move from this political quagmire. But if we keep on listening to political rhetorics with zero economic empowerment program and giving money to borders and giving money to mama mbogas, that is not economic empowerment. That is political or rather economic tokenism. That is something that need to be condemned from the political aspect. We have to invest in projects. We have to invest in startups. We have to invest in ideas, because majority of Kenyans, they are not they have a lot of ideas, but they lack people to fund their ideas. So as a government, as the people of Kenya, as the opposition, as the private sector, we have to put money where the ideas are. And that's how we are going to transform this country. But if we keep on with the political thuggery, and if we keep on with how we are doing our politics, we are doomed as a nation. We will never realize the good leadership. We will never realize the best or the better governance we are all yearning for. Because if we want money to do it, our young people, the kids we will give birth to, they love a long way, because we will leave no country for them to inherit and push it forward as a people. So we have to do it now. We can't wait for the old people, because they have failed to do that. We can't say people who have been in politics for 30, 20 years, 10 years, they are going to change the trajectory and the visionary politics in this country. No, we have to demystify all that and say, yes, we can do this, and yes, we must do this, and yes, we are not going to wait for other people to come and do it for us. We as Kenyans, we will do it, and we have to do it. Awesome. So as young Kenyans or as Kenyans, let's change our mindset. Let's change everything mentally. Then we can move economically. Then now politically, when we have sanitized our politics. Before we sanitize our politics, we are doomed, and we are in for a rude shock when it comes to 2027.
Where can people get in touch with Wazalendo?
Wazalendo is all over, all the social media. It is Wazalendo Movement Africa. Our website is www.wazalendoafrica.com. It is under revamping. We haven't done some couple updates. And then on TikTok, Wazalendo Movement Africa, Facebook, Wazalendo Movement Africa. And
yourself?
Oponyo Eugene,
Yeah.
but majorly Oponyo the Great
Okay.
on all social media platforms.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, we are out of time.
Yeah.
Can you believe we didn't even take a break? And this is a conversation that has gone on and on and on. And I keep saying one conversation is never enough because we have to keep sustaining the conversations that matter. So if we call you again, will you come?
Definitely.
Yes, yeah. Now you are part of Pawa Radio family.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much for the privilege of your time, Mr. Oponyo. All the best with your green movement, and we can't wait to see what this portends for the future, the political, economic, and social future for Kenya.
Yeah.
Asante sana for
Asante
coming
for
through.
hosting us.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
thank you.
Right. We have been speaking to the CEO and founder of Wazalendo Movement Africa there, quite passionate young Kenyan, and he has a lot to offer for this country's social, political, and economic development and progress. So if you missed out on our conversation today, not to worry. Please head out to Pawa Radio on social media. On our social media, we're streaming live, or also on our YouTube and on our X account, and catch that conversation. We have been extensively exploring the meaningful participation of young people in political and democratic processes as well. And so I keep saying this is not a conversation to be had only once. We have to keep at it until we get to the promised land that we want to see Kenya becoming. All right, that's about it for today's show, but not to worry, we will be right back. Now let me tell you the omnibus. I call it Omnibus Fridays because at 11 a.m. Miss Caroline Murote comes in with Shivasations, so catch her there. Then from 1:30, myself, I'll be joining our host with the most, Mr. Bena, no doubt, alongside DJ CJ and Elijah Mose on Power Up, where it all happens. We shall be talking a lot about what has been happening, the major occurrences from last week, this week as well, for our 2-hour witty, fun times, just amazing vibes there on Power Rap on Power Radio. So catch you later from 1:30 all the way till 3:30 p.m. And I will see you on Monday. This Monday, we are going to be focusing on something a little bit different from the usual political show that we are here at the Power Morning Drive. We shall be looking at land ownership, property, and asset development in Kenya. You know, we've been seeing a lot of trade in the real estate sector. So what does it take to scoop yourself a land? What does it take to build? What does it take to own and invest in land? So that is a conversation that we shall be having with Mr. Kagiri on Monday. So you definitely do not want to miss out on that. But for now, it's a goodbye. Have yourself a fantastic weekend ahead. I will catch you at 1:30 to 3:30 with the boys at the Power Rap Show. For now, it's a goodbye. See you later. Toodaloo, toodaloo, toodoos.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Mzee alisema hakuna cha bure, huo msemo tumeutafsiri kinyume. Hata shule kuingiza mtoto lazima utoe mchoto. Kupata simu ni bala, road license bei nafuu utanunua. Kupoteza ID ni mashaka, twarudisha jamhuri yetu nyuma. Nchi ya kitu kidogo ni nchi ya watu wadogo. Ukitaka chai ewe ndugu, nenda Limuru. Hata nyumbani ukipatwa na majambazi, kupiga 99 masema sisi hatuna gari. Lete 5,000 ya petroli, zaidi ya utumishi. Mahakamani hela ndiyo haki, kwa 5,000
mchache, mshtakiwa ndiwe mshtaki. Utajiri huwa ushahidi, twarudisha jamhuri yetu nyuma. Jamani, nchi ya kitu kidogo ni nchi ya watu wadogo. Ukitaka soda ewe inspekta, burudika na Fanta. Nchi ya kitu kidogo ni nchi ya watu wadogo. Ukitaka chai ewe mama, nunua Ketepa. Huko Kenyatta madawa zimeisha, mashiti za uzwa marikiti 100 kwa 100. Wafanyikazi waenda miezi bila pesa, ni bahati ukitibiwa. Mzigo wetu unazidi kuwa mzito, watoto wane na mshahara wa 2500 ya vitabu na viatu na vyakula. Nauliza na Mbotela, je, huu ni ungwana? Nchi ya kitu kidogo ni nchi ya watu wadogo. Ukitaka chai ewe ndugu, nenda Limuru. Nchi ya kitu kidogo ni nchi ya watu wadogo. Ukitaka chai ewe mama, nunua Ketepa.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.